of hours because we are staring at hungry people. Just reflect on what you have learned in your role in the AU Commission, and also just those lessons that I have been wanting to get a hint of, because the Sudan has gone through this process as well. There's been many that we can list. Just take us through then that in a short 4 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, moderator. All protocol observed. Yes, I wanted to actually share from the perspective of the African Union, where I've worked for years, what we have witnessed on the continent, and then what we can learn as we're going through this process in South Africa. One point is to note is that this is a long drawn process. So it's not a once-off event. I think that we should note. And it actually goes through three main phases when you look at it carefully. It's the preparatory phase, that is where we are now. Preparatory phase, we're making preparations. There's the process phase, where we now get into the real dialogue itself after the preparatory stage. Then finally, we have implementation. Because after the process, we're going to have agreements on why we agree, and probably even a program of action. Then we implement, we monitor, we evaluate, we report. So those are the three main stages of a national dialogue from the African continent. Now, the example that I want to share, because we don't have a lot of time, that I think we should learn from. There are a whole host of other countries that have gone through a more or less similar process. But I would like to just pick Kenya. Kenya in East Africa. In 2007 and 2008, went through a major political crisis arising out of electoral violence. And at that point, then the African Union then intervened, because Kenya is a member state of the African Union, intervened and set up a panel of eminent panel group that worked with the government and peoples of Kenya to resolve their problem. And that also led to the new constitution of Kenya being adopted after the 2008 elections. And since that time, Kenya has had probably about three elections since 2008. They have not had the level of violence that they witnessed in 2007. Therefore, with those in mind, I think we can learn lessons from other countries as we go into this process in South Africa and see what works and what has not worked. Now, in conclusion, moderator, since we don't have a lot of time, maybe we can just highlight about 5 lessons that we can draw from the African continent. One is the process must of necessity be people-centered. That's important. It must be people-centered and it must be inclusive. 1. 2, the process must also be driven by a well-defined agenda. Well-defined agenda with issues agreed upon by